What's going on, guys? This is Lucas from SkyReadyRC. Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the Proton-R from FlightClub. This is my second Proton-R frame. The R is an upgrade to the regular Proton frame. The main upgrade or difference, as you could say, is the nucleus plate now features channels for the arms to slide into. So the way the arms mount is much more secure. So they slide into the channel just like that. One screw holds the arm in, so you can replace an arm with one screw, just slide it out. Very, very cool design there. This is, like I said, my second Proton-R frame. I opted to go with the Canopy on this one. I wanted to try out the Canopy. It's made out of TPU. It's pretty flexible. I can twist it all around which way. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but we'll see. Usually I run nylon canopies for the rigidity. So like I said, I don't know how that's going to work out, but we'll see what happens. I wanted to try the Canopy version. So in the package we got our 4 individual arms. These are 5mm thick. You can see there's no chamfering though, it's just a straight cut carbon. I'm sure the main reason for that is so it could slide into the nucleus plate like that with no kind of play or wiggle or anything. But I think it would have been nice to at least put some chamfering on the ends here. I don't know if that's even possible to do a partial chamfer, but anyways, you get 4 arms in the package, the nucleus plate. By the way, this is 7075 aluminum. And then this is the bottom plate. It goes under your nucleus plate like that. Sorry, I had that upside down. So it goes under your nucleus plate, and the arms kind of sandwich in between. Just like that. So also in the package you get a FlightClub battery strap, a nice little FlightClub battery pad. This is very sticky, so it should hold batteries very well. You also get a SMA antenna mount that slides over the rear standoffs. And also, one thing to note here, when you do order the canopies, you can order these in a couple different options and variations, and I wanted to try the Airbender. This guy here, this is essentially a replacement for just a TPU fin, so you can do turtle mode. This is much lighter, it doesn't catch the air like a big fin does, and it's I believe it's 3.5mm carbon rod, so it is pretty durable. I have tried it out on my first Proton-R frame. I haven't broken it yet. I've crashed that thing pretty well. So that's a cool little feature there. This allows you to do turtle mode in much the same way as a TPU fin does without all the weight. Also in the package we get 4 butter mounts here. You can use these or not use them, it's totally up to you. I didn't use them in my particular Proton-R build, but I'm sure I'll find a use for them. Also we get 4 nylon standoff nuts. We get a set of, I believe these are 3x8 button head screws, 3x20 button head screws for the stack, and then a set of 3x10 flat head screws. And that brings me to another nice feature of this frame. The bottom plate here is countersunk where the screws go into, so that means a nice clean finish there. No more tearing up your batteries from button head screws hanging out the bottom. I really dislike that, so I'm really a big fan of the countersunk bottom plate screw holes there. That's very nice touch. And also we get 2 25mm standoffs for the rear, and the Canopy includes 2 10mm front standoffs. And if you buy the top plate version, you'll get 4 of these. You'll get 4 of the 25mm standoffs for front and rear. But like I said, the Canopy comes with 2 10mm front standoffs and 2 25mm rear standoffs. And lastly, some cool FlightClub stickers. Got 3 of them in this package. These are pretty cool. These are nice quality. See that right there. So, alright, let's get on with the build now. So the first thing I like to do is take these screws here. I don't know if you can see on the camera, but they have quite a bit of machine oil on them. And since we're putting these through the aluminum plate here, we want those to stay when we put thread lock on them. But that machine oil is not going to let that thread lock kind of seat very well. So what I like to do is spray a little contact cleaner, electric motor cleaner, degreaser, whatever, onto a towel, and then I'll turn the screw in the towel, and right there you can see how much of that machine oil came off of that screw. So what that's going to do is prevent your thread lock from doing its job. So I like to do that, get all the machine oil off. It's kind of a pain, but it's necessary if you don't want your screws to fall out. So I kind of just go through and do that. That way I can get a nice secure bond from that thread lock when it dries. Alright, so the first step is to put the arms in. They slide into the nucleus plate just like that. And then I just like to put the screw into the bottom plate so I don't have to hold it. And then it just goes through there like that and screws into the top of the nucleus plate there. There's no nuts, there's no press nuts needed, no extra hardware. So that's really nice there. And I'll just leave these kind of just barely tight there until I get all 4 arms on, and notice that the bottom plate is directional. You want the kind of the front and rear arrows to line up with the nucleus plate arrows. So you can see there, that guy lines up with, oops, the back part of the bottom plate there. So that piece right there, you want it to line up. And also an easy way to distinguish which way the bottom plate goes, these little cutouts right here, those are for the screws that will go into the rear standoff. So it is directional. Make sure you guys pay attention to that right there. And this is a tight fit. I like stuff that fits properly. I would say a proper fit is a tight fit because you definitely don't want any slop. This frame has no slop, but it can be a little difficult sometimes to get the screws in, but they go in with a little patience. So again, I'll kind of get the screw down in there, and then I'll back it out just a little bit to where it's not tight until I get all 4 arms in. Another kind of a neat feature, I think, is that where the standoffs go, you can see there's a little kind of a shelf that they sink down into. This provides a little bit more security for the standoffs, a little bit more support. I do like that feature. I like little features like that. Alright, so now we got the standoffs on. Now I'll kind of come back down to the bottom and I'll thread lock the arm screws one at a time. Alright, so once we get all those in there, then we'll tighten them down in an X pattern here. So I'll go corner to corner and alternate just like that. And then I'll do the center two. And then I'll hit them one more time. Alright, now we can put on the SMA TPU. Just slides down over the top of the rear standoffs. And I like it this way. I don't like it attached to the canopy, so if I ever have to take the canopy off, I don't have to also take off the SMA. That's kind of a pain, so I prefer the separate SMA and canopy mount there. So once we have that on, we'll slide the canopy down over the front two standoffs. Nice fit there. And then we can put our screws and secure the canopy down. Alright, so that is the completed frame with canopy, the Proton-R, and again this is the 30 by 30. If you guys want 20 by 20, that is the Neutron-R. Neutron-R is the 20 by 20 frame. I like 30 by 30 stuff because I think it's a little bit more reliable. I'm not quite too sold on the 20 by 20 stuff yet. So another look at the bottom plate there. Nice and smooth. Countersunk holes. No screws to grab on the battery. Again, you can replace an arm just by removing one screw. So you remove that screw. You may or may not have to loosen that one there, but remove that screw and arm slides right out, and you can replace an arm really quickly on these. And it's very rigid. I cannot move it. I am trying to move it. There's no wiggle. So very sturdy, very nice design. That is the Proton-R from FlightClub. Let's get a weight on this bad boy. Alright, so weight coming in at right at 80 grams. So not a super light frame, but it does have a canopy on it. I'm sure it's much lighter with just the top plate. I didn't weigh my top plate frame when I built it, but this one comes in right at 80 grams. I'm not too concerned about weight. All of my 5-inch racer builds come in at about 300, 302. So I think that's a good weight for a 5-inch racing frame. There you have it, guys. The FlightClub Proton-R 30 by 30 frame with canopy. That's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and be sure to check out SkyReadyRC.com for your FPV needs. See you in the air.